Hey guys, welcome to the Save Continue podcast, where we get together to talk about video games, video game related stuff, and other nonsense that we think of. As always, I am Shanae Howard. With me is Tommy Shelby
Hello.
and Ryan Robinson.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey. So, I know it's been 2 weeks since we talked to each other. I am one trophy away from platinuming Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Me and Berto also finished playing Heavenly Bodies, and that was fun.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's the space game we talked about last time, where they.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
It's the ones
Yes,
where
yes,
you
yes.
like hold the hands, like you control the hands differently.
Yeah, the weird physics, right?
Yeah. And Berto's been playing Bloodborne and Elden Ring on the PS5, so I've been watching him play that. What else have I been doing? Oh, Marvel Snap.
You said Berto played through What Remains of Edith Finch. What did he think about it? Did he like it or no?
I made Berto play it all. So like that's not like a game that he would ever gravitate on his own.
Right.
I had told him about it and talked to him about it, and I think he'd seen me play a little bit of it, but he really liked it. He like in the beginning with all these, like I made him stop before it starts describing Edith and like the fact that she's pregnant.
Mhm.
And so I was like, hey, because like they have hints beforehand, like, oh, these crawlways were made for like smaller smaller stuff and like smaller bellies and things like that. So I made him stop and I was like, hey, what do you know about the person that you're controlling right now? Like, what is their name? And he's like, Edie? And I was like, he's like, oh wait, the tape said Edith Jr., so it has to be Edith. And I was like, yes. What does she look like? And he's like, I have no idea. So it's pretty fun because like everything was like, he didn't like necessarily suspect anything. But like, I think definitely by the time he went underground into Walter's bunker, he was like, is their life just really sad? Is everybody dead? Did it like ever? I was like, what part of this game makes you think that anybody has a happy ending? He's like, so this is all just sad stuff.
I think some of those endings are happy. It can be happy even in death, you know?
Bittersweet at best. But when I got to the baby, George, I think, anyways, he was like, they're gonna make me play as the baby as I die. He really thought the cannery part was pretty cool with the doing the different things on the different joysticks. He thought that was really interesting. He remembered me talking about or showing him at least the comic book portion of it. He was very confused on like some of the deaths, like how they actually happened in real life. Like Barbara's I think is the one that's like obviously like the hardest to understand as far as like how she actually died.
Molly's too.
And then
you know, like what are you supposed to think with Molly? Did she eat herself? Like what the fuck is that? You know?
Yeah. Well, like that one figured out pretty easily. I mean, I didn't think it was like necessarily that because like you are eating inedible things,
right? The berries and all that. Yeah.
Well, also the toothpaste in the cabinet.
You can eat toothpaste.
I eat it all the time.
I don't think you're supposed to eat like thing, but she ate the whole. Anyways.
I mean, it's on the list. It's on the AOK list, so I can eat it.
It's not gonna affect my triglycerides. It's fine.
Yeah.
Berto, the doctor didn't say that you're allowed to have that. But he was like, yeah, no. I'm really glad I played it. I thought it was like a really cool experience. Nothing like I wouldn't want to play a lot of these games, but like playing something like this, like once or twice a year, I think those are really fun and nice just to have like a little bit of a change up. because like he played Hellbound, so like the schizophrenia.
Hellblade.
Thank you. And so he was like, yeah, it kind of reminded me of that, just something that's like a really unique experience. And I was like, yeah, no, like that's Tommy's shit. If a game is a really unique experience and like interesting and like even mildly interesting, Tommy normally digs it. But yeah, so he played that, watched him play that. I'm waiting. The last platinum trophy, or last trophy I need to go platinum is I'm letting Berto create. He's a Slytherin, so I'm letting in Hogwarts Legacy. I'm gonna let him make a Slytherin character because I just want to see what he makes. But yeah, so I'm waiting.
So he's doing it for you.
Yeah, he's doing it for me.
Like he's getting the trophy for you.
No, he's just making the character.
You're
I'm gonna
cheating.
Do all this. No. Yes, I'm
just,
a big old
say
cheater.
That, you know.
But it's gonna be my profile that has 100.
What is the trophy?
Platinum. The trophy is you have to get to a certain level in the game or a certain part of the game as each Hogwarts house.
Yeah.
So I already beat all the game, and then once I did everything else, I then went back and did a Gryffindor character. Just finished a Hufflepuff one, and then I think I've said before, like I normally don't make characters look like me or like try to, but I did with this in Hogwarts Legacy. So for the Gryffindor character, I tried to make my brother and then named it after him. And then for the Hufflepuff, which is my sister's house, I try to make it look like my sister. So I'm interested to see what he's going to do for his. Yeah. He's probably going to try and make him. He does sometimes, but
Shanae, what Harry Potter house would Tommy be in?
I'd say Ravenclaw with me.
I don't know if that's good or not, but I'll take it.
It's the house that like the thing that they really value is like knowledge. And you do like knowing things.
Sure.
I'd say Ryan's is.
I'd ask for mine. Like what's going on?
I'd say Ryan is Hufflepuff. Like their big thing is loyalty.
I'm a pretty loyal guy. I'd say so.
Yeah.
Wait. I have not betrayed you a single time.
and he's not cheating to get a platinum. So
I have
unlike
before
me.
That is true. Oh.
That's not true. I cheese. Is cheesing cheating?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Because then I haven't cheated then. I cheesed one of the trophies in Ninja Turtles. So
I don't know. But what have y'all been playing?
So I've come to the conclusion that I just don't play video games anymore.
Okay.
Like, I sat with my daughter for like an hour going through my PlayStation library and going through like the PSN store, and there's like nothing that stands out to me.
Yeah.
There is stuff that's coming out in the next few months that I'm excited for. So it'll, I'll get back into it. For? Like fucking Zelda and Diablo, Street Fighter, lots of stuff, Yeah. I did yesterday see the Mario movie.
How'd you have a good time?
Yeah, it was good. It's like it's the kids' movie. I don't expect it to be like some fucking cinematic masterpiece, But like, I went with my kids and with my niece, who's even younger than them, and everybody had a fun time. They all liked it, and I think for people our age, there's a lot of references that most kids probably wouldn't get, Give me
an example.
Like it references, like Mario's in his Brooklyn bedroom playing Kid Icarus, and he's got like a Star Fox figure on top of the TV, There's like little things too, like outside of just environmental things, like when they're doing the fucking kart race thing. Like he has like a blue spark. He does a blue spark, nice. Little things like that. It was fun. I liked it.
I will say I watched because the trailer came on before another video, and I said that I was going to sit and watch it, and I don't know, that trailer made me feel good to watch.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's not anything amazing, but like. I think like it does everything it needed to do.
So
Yeah.
I'm not like I have no like want to see this movie. I don't hate on it. And a bunch of people at work, I've been like, especially the ones with kids, have seen it.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing like, and they've been quoting it, like especially some song that Bowser sings.
Right. Yeah, that's been all over fucking Instagram and shit.
Yeah. So like I am, but like I never really got into Jack Black. School of Rock was fine. Tenacious D, never listened to. Please Be Kind, Rewind, I think was also him.
Yeah, that him and Mos Def. Great movie.
Yeah. Like I didn't watch that. Like I've just never like I don't have anything against Jack Black. I think he's a fine person. I think he's like funny. I just like it's not the vibe that I ever like gravitate towards.
Sure.
So like that doesn't like really interest me. Like I don't have kids. So,
I mean,
like,
look, like of all those actors, none of them are like taking over that movie. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like Jack Black, there's not a shit ton of Jack Black. You know what I'm saying? Like it spreads it out amongst the cast pretty well.
Yeah, I just only I don't know. I just don't have any interest in it. So like when it comes to streaming services,
yeah,
I may watch it if Berto wants to watch it.
Yeah,
but I just like I don't know. I don't really like feel like I'm missing out on anything about it, and I feel like I'd probably enjoy it. I feel like I'd probably enjoy it if I watched it. I just don't have any interest to.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's nostalgia for you there, you know, if you grew up with that stuff, like you might enjoy it more. And I think like that's often a crutch that video games and their media in general rely on too heavily, you know. But you know, they had the eel from Mario 64, like that was fun for me, you know. Also, there's Beastie Boys in there, so that's nice.
I like that.
Oh, I do like Beastie Boys.
But like, yeah, it's nothing like you're not missing out. You know, you're absolutely not.
I didn't watch the Sonic movie until it came to home video, and that was fine. Still gotta watch that second one though. I don't know. That movie seemed like it was a pretty fun time.
Yeah, it was good.
That counts as a video game.
As far as like video game, like I haven't really been playing anything, you know, not for more than a couple of like literally a few minutes, you know. So,
what about you, Ryan? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing an assload of Destiny 2, but that's
an assload,
like 2 cheeks full of Destiny 2. And then I kind of fell down a rabbit hole, like reading about like lore that I had missed during the seasons that I didn't play. So that took up like 2 hours of my day today. But that was pretty cool because I have more context for different things in the game now. Also, I've been playing a lot of Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
That was a good game,
and that game is so fucking cute. I'm having a lot of fun, like looking at all the Sackboy and all their little costumes, and like the music is really good. That's probably been like a big highlight of the game for me is like how much I enjoy the music in every level. It
tries to do the Rayman music thing.
Yeah,
like more than once it does.
I heard Uptown Funk, and then I heard Jungle Boogie.
Yeah.
They
got Britney Spears in there too. I remember that.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But overall, the game is really, really cool. It's a good game for like if I kind of just want to chill out a little bit and look at some bright colors, because that game has it in spades.
All of the bright colors.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been really liking that game a lot. I tried to get Kaylee to try it because I know she likes games of that type, but she finds Sackboy to be creepy, so she doesn't want to play it.
Just make them look different.
It's the eyes, and like and what I was gonna say was like I was like, look, there's different eyes you can put on Sackboy, so where they don't look like that, and she's just not into it. I also played a game. Oh, I played a little bit of a game called Deliver Us the Moon, and so basically the setup in that game is that like in the year 2050 something that we have like they were able to transmit energy to the planet from the moon with like satellites and shit, and like it solved the energy crisis. And then one day like the satellite stopped, and so you got to go up there and like get it going again. And it's got this whole like outer space is very beautiful and very dangerous at the same time kind of vibe. But it really works. There's like, because of the type of game it is, like a lot of it, like there's puzzles, and then you got a lot of like environmental storytelling as well through like voice logs and like documents and stuff like that. I'm enjoying how much interaction there is in that game. Like you start the game out putting on your spacesuit. You never see the character you're playing as, so I thinking it's meant to be ambiguous. But you start the game getting ready for this launch to go to the moon, which is like apparently going to be like the last space launch that's ever going to be attempted until at the very least they can get these satellites back online. And so you're making your way through this facility, and you are finding notes about like your prep, and also like some notes with like them studying like the tech to get back up there and fix it. My favorite part so far is once you get in the space shuttle, they allow you to flip all the switches and stuff to like get the rocket ready to go. And it's not like it's not nearly as complicated as like an actual space shuttle would be, obviously, but it does feel really cool, like getting like priming the engines and getting the ship ready to launch, and then like then actually like going into space. It's a really cool game. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but like I'm really into it so far.
Nice.
And I think that that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Nice. So, Thomas, you had a topic for us this week.
Yeah, I was just thinking like, so I mean, it's a selfish topic because like I already had something in mind, right? I was thinking like ideas or concepts that have been done in other medias that we think might work well in video games that we have not seen yet in video games. So that could be anything from like, you know, publishing or development ideas or whatever, game ideas, you know, marketing. It doesn't really matter. But what made me think of it is, you know, recently Fantagraphics published a collection of Tits and Clits. Tits and Clits was a 1972 comic collection that is titled such because it's all women writers, artists, and published by women. It is the first comic that is all three of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there were other comics that were drawn by women before. This is the first comic ever to be written, drawn, and published by a woman.
Right.
And you know, all of the comics in there are written by women, drawn by women. So like that came out and it was pretty cool. It got me thinking about like Derek Yu working on UFO 50. And like, so UFO 50 is the game I've been waiting for what seems like forever, right? It was supposed to come out in 2019. And here we are still waiting on it, right? But like
4 years later.
Right. It's because of that though, right? It's because it's like many different people all making games for this one collection of games.
Right.
But like if you think about the video game space, right? For every Amy Hennig we've got like 50 Kojimas, right? For every Kim Swift we have like 100 Cliffy B's, right?
Cliffy B?
Yeah, like it would be cool to see a project that just like was a collection of games that highlighted women creators.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't really know why something like that's not been done. I mean, I guess collections of games aren't done very frequently, at least not on that scale, right? Like,
no, it's normally like the publisher or developer that does like a collection, like the Namco collection, or
right. So like, and that's why UFO 50 appeals to me already, because it is just a collection of games from many different people.
Right.
But like, Yeah, I think it would be neat to see that for really any group, but women specifically, I think would be really sweet, especially in the games industry. We don't get me wrong, there's plenty of female developers,
Right.
but you know, I
It's
can count the number of
exclusively
female
female.
leads that I know on both hands,
Yeah.
and males I could go on for fucking ever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Didn't like the metrics show that women play games just as much as men? So
Yeah.
like, there's
I mean, at least
definitely-
as of a few years ago, yeah.
there's definitely a market for it. As
Yeah.
like well,
And I think it should be marketed as such, right? Maybe not so vulgar, right? You don't have to call it tits and clits, right? But like, but a title that lets you know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I used to go to like female like sewing circles. And we call them bitch and stitch. So I mean,
Sure.
like, there's plenty of kitschy names out there.
Yeah.
I think that a big thing with it is, and this is not any sort of like justification or anything. This is just an observation that I've made in like my limited experience. Is I think that like people have this preconceived notion that if something is showcased, if something is showcased as being made by a specific group of people, in this case women, right? If we're talking about like when like all women worked on this, there's just made by only women, right? And then people have this like weird notion like this, like, okay, well, who cares about that? Is it any good? And it's just like, well, dude, like that's like,
Yeah.
like it's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like it's the idea is that like if it needs like some sort of gimmick, then it's not good enough to stand on its own. And the
Yeah.
gimmick
yeah,
being
but
like
it's silly to
that.
think that that's a gimmick, though. You know?
Yeah.
No,
Like,
no. I mean, it is. I'm just saying, like, it's the idea of it
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
like the arguments I've heard and like, perspectives I've heard. I guess should be better.
But like
Or-
I think it's
I
I think it's a really good idea because like one of the things that you see all the time is the way people talk about women in any like sector of like any kind of tech development, and the way that like how
Or
hard
STEM in general.
yeah, and how hard they have to work to like be taken as seriously as their male counterparts. And I think giving women a huge opportunity to like showcase like a wide breadth of talent from all kinds of women, and showing like what women can like, and just like, and not that women like should have to prove themselves, but like having a platform where women can showcase their talents in this medium is like such a great idea.
Well, and I also think like, I mean, for me, like I want it for selfish reasons because I want to know about those developers. I don't know if you guys remember, like maybe 6-7 years ago, there was a book published. I can't remember what the fuck it was called, but it was all about female developers,
Yeah.
But like, like I said, I can only name a handful of them that are like project leads,
Yeah.
and like I would like to know more,
Yeah.
And-
I just think it would be cool.
So I had a little bit of a struggle with this topic, and initially because the first couple of ones that I thought of like already exist, and I just didn't know. So I'm kind of glad you brought it up. Like, so my first idea was fantasy. It was just what turned out to be fantasy esports. So instead of like,
Oh, sure.
I was like,
sure.
oh, like fantasy football, but like
Yeah.
you do it with like famous or competitive players
Right.
that already exist for like Dota, CS:GO, LOL. I didn't know that, but now I do. So fun on that. Berto's idea was like PC building competitions. Like you have like they give them like 3 games that they're gonna have to play on their PC build and gonna have to have certain features.
Yeah.
So, and then after they have a set time, they have like a set budget, and at the end of it, like then they have like say Cyberpunk has to play with like ray tracing, and it can't go beyond can't like dip below this like frames per second.
Yeah.
Things like that. He would love to see more of like as like a PC gamer himself, like things like that. You think it would be fun?
I'm picturing like one of those reality cooking shows where they've got like the ingredients
Like-
that you're allowed to use. Yeah.
Like you pull up the basket.
Yeah.
Just like a
Yeah.
pile of parts.
Yeah. Like you have to use this GTX 1060 or whatever, Like
Yeah.
that's the mystery ingredient.
Yeah. No. 100% chopped but computer parts. Would love that. I also was maybe it's because I've been talking to a bunch of people who own 3D printers recently, but have games where like an end like collectible is like a schematic for something you can 3D print. So say you play
Physical object. Yeah.
yeah, so say you have like a game like where you can do like like a warrior, magic, ranged, whatever. And at the end of it, say you use mainly like magic classes to defeat the game, then it'll give you a schematic for like a cloak, like figurine.
Dude, they should do that for like if you platinum a game. Here's
Yeah.
something that you can print now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun.
That's a
There's a
really
lot
good idea.
of like people already liked amiibos. I mean, not everybody did, but like but there's enough people out there with 3D printers that I think that like it would be like not the most niche audience ever. There's people that would
Dude,
like
then
it.
then Microsoft and Sony, they just sell their own printer, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just
You
plug
do
it
a
right
whole
into your
lot with it.
PlayStation.
Boom.
Yeah. With the new PSP, the PlayStation printer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I think that's a great idea, Shanae.
Thank you.
And I don't even like 3D printed stuff that much, but I still think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
having like a physical like representation of like an accomplishment is always cool. Just like something that you can look back on, because there are some trophies that were kind of a pain for me to get, and like, you know what, there's even like the trophy I would print out wouldn't even be a platinum. It would be like specific like bronze or silver trophies that were headaches for me to get. That I like that idea a lot.
And then this necessarily wouldn't fit for every game. And I know that there is some of it with I am blanking on the name. It's a battle royale game. Kids love it.
Fortnite.
But like, you know, with everyone loving TikTok nowadays, and with like but this also comes from like me loving K-pop. And with every like K-pop single, there is a dance that goes with it. They have having more like famous character dances where people can do like TikTok challenges with that dance to help like promote games, but also like more fun dances in the hobbies that I like. Because I also like doing them. I'm not good at any of them, and I will never show anybody. It's always like me in my room.
I guess
But
I don't
like it.
understand. Do you want a larger variety of dances in Fortnite?
No, like in other games, like have a Halo dance that's like specific.
Oh,
I
I
could
see.
I could see that working.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be like super large part of the game, but just like be a part of the marketing or like
Yeah, it'd have to be marketing for a lot of games, right? Because there's a lot of games where you can't just like
have a character dance.
slot in a weird dance. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and they could even be like super like I'm thinking like I forgot what it's called, but like it's basically like the little Charlie Brown dance where you just like go back and forth like the limbo kid.
Sure.
That's
That's what Limbo's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dance.
No, I just you know, I like them. Some of the dances I think are stupid that I see like on there, but also like people do like to dance and move. It's a thing that kids are really into, and I like seeing people like especially when they get like super excited, they finally have like figured out a K-pop dance and like put out a video. I'm just like, hey, like I just did this. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people I like encouraging, and I'd like to have more of that type of community with some of the games I like, because you can just give another like facet of it.
I'm okay with it as long as it like
It's not like
for
the whole
for the
game.
right games. You know?
Yeah, it wouldn't work for every game, but it would.
Yeah.
It would work for a lot of them, especially like the big name ones. Then people like doing like this, like going to a convention and like go as a cosplayer and getting different people that are cosplaying to do the Halo dance or whatever, and have like a little video of that. I think those are fun, like community building things.
Yeah. I mean, look, if we're being quite honest, I'd largely ignore it, but it wouldn't offend me.
Yeah, I mean, like,
That's the sensible that's
Yeah.
a sensible
And that's-
mindset.
And
Right.
that's the thing. Like I like the things that aren't necessarily encroaching or encompassing an entire fandom, but just like adds another facet to it that you could
Sure.
do, or like you don't have to interact with if you don't want to, but it also doesn't detract from anything.
Yeah.
Sure.
And those are my ideas. But thank you for listening to my presentation.
No problem. I like the PowerPoint.
So I was thinking a lot about this. And it turns out like the first thing that I thought of ended up like I somehow forgot Playdate existed. And so but like my idea basically was the idea that like I thought that I came up with, which is dumb. I'm dumb for that, but like it's basically like a development platform for people to like just have like they make games and like everybody can play like the games that you make like on this platform.
Right.
And I just thought that would be cool. And then
I thought you meant how like the games unlock over time.
Well, no, like because I mean I guess that's another way to think about it. But no, I just like the idea of like having a platform that anybody can develop for, and like using their tool set and just like having the library built out from that. I think this is just a really cool idea. I won't belabor it because again, it exists already. So like,
no, I had a lot of them that already existed, and I was like, God damn it, Disney, be original for once.
I mean, look, what are you gonna do, right? You can't possibly know everything that exists, right? Yeah. I mean, yes, you remembered Playdate, but but you know.
But I had this other idea. It's a little more out there, and it in all likelihood wouldn't work, but it came to me. So it's like how when you have those apps that like where you can volunteer to be a blind person's eyes for like while they do like different things. I thought it would be cool to be able to do that, but like for a blind person who's playing video games. And maybe not like you can either help them with navigating the game, or if they don't need so much help with doing that, like maybe like give more detail for like what is on the screen, like maybe some things that they can't see, like maybe they want to know like what color is this thing or what does this thing look like, so they can have like that picture painted in their mind if they can't see it so well. And I got the idea from. So I have a friend who, she's legally blind. She can see like shapes and colors and things, but like she has trouble with a lot of other stuff.
Like the definition of the item.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah. So she was playing Control, around the time Control came out, and there are a lot of instances in that game where like everything in the room is like just kind of tinted red. And so she got stuck on a part because she couldn't really make out like what anything was, because like the red was kind of overpowering everything. And so like I remoted into her PlayStation with her and kind of like helped her out by like, guiding her through it. Because I could see like what was going on, and like, and I kind of just and so like I remembered that instance, and I kind of just thought it would be cool if like everybody could have, like everybody who needed it could have something like that.
That's a good idea. I was trying to think of like different accessibility things, but I just don't know enough about like what people's different needs are and what does and doesn't exist. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a problem, right? Like we've seen improvements with it, but then there's like Midnight Suns subtitles that are like still an issue,
Yeah.
So
I've been seeing a lot of like, this is something that I haven't really been, I don't recall seeing until recently, but developers putting like dyslexic options for their subtitles, which is like something I never, like the first time I saw that was actually playing Callisto Protocol, and I thought that was really cool because it's like something that never occurred to me. But yeah, so I just thought it would be neat to be able to help blind people to play video games, because I think the accessibility options are still pretty limited out there. I still have been meaning to check out the stuff in the Last of Us Part 2, because I hear that's pretty excellent, but I haven't actually had the chance to engage with it yet. But most games don't have that kind of that level of customization. So
right. So I've got one that like has happened, but it's been a while, at least to my knowledge, like since it's happened. But like as I recall, it was pretty successful. So you guys remember when Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 was a model?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was she selling? Was it like Gucci or Louis Vuitton? What was it? It was like one of those high-end brands.
She was on a lot of things. I know she was with a car company, probably.
But like specifically one of those high-end like fashion brands. There was a large campaign for that. I'm like, look, you telling me like Bayonetta can't or 2B can't sell some clothes? Guarantee it. You telling me Inklings can't sell some clothes?
I think Dude, Inklings absolutely can sell clothes.
You know?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, make some Inkling mannequins, put them in Target, boom.
That would work. That would definitely work, actually. That would definitely draw the eye, at the very least. Well, I just think about, like... Okay.
Waluigi Academy. Done. You know?
With his,
he could sell some golf clothes.
It was Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton. There you go. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, so right now in K-pop, there are actually quite a few groups that are either all AI or have AI members.
Sure.
So I mean, like that already exists, and like they're brand ambassadors for like clothing and cars and stuff.
I know. There's so many. We're talking about video games, Shanae. All right.
There's so many video game characters that would also lend themselves well to the same thing.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog.
And a K-pop.
You telling me he can't sell chili dogs at Sonic?
Oh, Sonic would be the best for Sonic.
1,000%. You know what? It's actually remarkable to me that they didn't jump on that like at any point.
Yeah.
Like it's like especially like because Sonic was around when the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon was on. You know.
Sure.
And he was eating the fuck out of some chili dogs on that show. And Sonic sells some chili dogs. I mean, you know, their quality is questionable. But look, if you put Sonic's name on it, you know, he'll sell you some fucking chili dogs.
I mean, look, the quality of Sonic games is also questionable.
Sure, so it makes sense, is what I'm saying.
Match made in heaven.
Right. And I also think it makes sense with how video games have definitely kind of gotten into the even more into the mainstream over the past decade and a half. So
sure,
you know, I think that
absolutely,
like a lot of characters are a lot more recognizable now. And besides, everybody knows who Sonic the Hedgehog is, dude. Everybody knows who Mario is, right? Like you can use those guys to sell anything.
Yeah.
So I do like the idea of those fucking Inkling fucking mannequins, though.
Right. Like, look, Nintendo's got like IP that they try to be very precious with, right?
Sure.
They don't want to besmirch the good name of Zelda or whatever, you know. But like
an American fast food chain is not like you're doing for like Adam and Eve.
Right.
They need to Fox News needs to do a panel with Star Fox and have him give some opinions on something. And then he can pitch. Does Fox McCloud have some fucking questionable politics?
Not that I know
of. But I don't know. There's like a lot of applications for that, and but you saying that also reminded me of the time Playboy ran a spread with Lara Croft in it, and like that back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which was, because she was apparently like video game first sex symbol or something. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't know.
What a woman!
Sure, hubba. I mean, it was either her or the Lee brothers from Double Dragon. You know? But yeah, I think that was like the first attempt at like really trying to get video game characters into the mainstream, albeit in a very weird way. But I'd like to see Waluigi in an academy, like hunched over, holding a tennis racket.
Yeah, dude, tennis racket. You know, although I don't know if Academy's got Nintendo money.
They probably don't. I mean, one of those sporting goods stores that's got some kind of money couldn't do it, but
sure.
You know, I think also, and this is more of like a concept for like video games, and this is something that I think about all the time. And like it's been done in some form or another, but I also have really, really wanted to. I really like the idea of a video game that how do I put it?
You die in the game, you die for real.
No, Palmer Lucky's already trying to do that, and he's having a tough time with it. That fucking psychopath.
So yeah, if I had one where I was trying to think of like some way video games can affect the real world in like a positive way that hasn't been done, because like
Go on.
So like in an Ender's Game, let me finish this thought, please.
Okay.
Before you finish me.
Okay.
Before you interrupt me. So
Okay.
like, he's doing what he thinks is a test and playing a game, but then it turns out that he's actually like controlling real ships with real people. Not necessarily that, but that idea of that, since I read the book, has like stuck in my head, and I every now and then think about similar things to that, like where people are playing games and not realizing they're like affecting real life.
But it'd have to be something like super low stakes, like you made someone a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
So I was thinking like, all right, so drone, like there's no way to feasibly do this, but that's why I didn't bring it up earlier. But like drones exist; they are
do.
real things.
That's true. They
So
are.
like,
You can't let.
no, like something along the lines of like planting seeds for like crops, because people love like the power wash games. People
Right.
love like these like slice of life, like easy games. Having those games where like you go through and you have to like plant a field of crops and then like water them, and then when sprouts happen, that's when like the game finishes, and then you find out that you've actually like planted real life like things like in a like farm somewhere.
Yeah.
But the trouble is that like if you let somebody do that, whether they know it or not, right? And they're like controlling this hypothetical drone that plants seeds for you, people like to fuck around. You know?
You like to fuck
Like it
For
can't,
sure.
like it can't actually work. But
That's why I
I
said
do
it
like
has
the
to be
idea
like a
of it.
sandwich, you know? You can't hurt anybody with a peanut butter jelly unless
Yeah.
they're allergic.
You play a video game where you're artificially inseminating somebody.
No, man, people like to fuck around.
If people are known for one thing,
I
it's
do
fucking
love
around.
that idea, though, Shanae. I do love that idea, you know? Like,
Like it would never actually work,
That-
but
that-
that's why I didn't like say it in
But
my
it'd have to
in
be
my
something-
PowerPoint.
no, it
But,
could work,
like-
though. Like, it just needs to not be something so physical,
Yeah.
you know? Because, like, I think so often about the end of Nier Automata, spoilers for that game, like,
Uh-oh.
you sacrifice your save to help another real-world person finish that game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the first time in a video game where like I've done something nice for somebody who I may never meet.
Yeah.
You know, like a real person, I've done something to help
likely
them.
never,
You know,
most likely we'll never meet.
right? And it's just like, you know, like that's such a neat idea, Shanae, of having a game actually affect something in real life,
Yeah.
whether that's just helping a person out or planting their seeds or whatever. But like, you know, it'd have to be something like that where it's not physical, you know?
But yeah, I don't know how it would work necessarily, but yeah, like
Driving grandma to her doctor's appointment.
people like to fuck around too
Yeah,
much.
man.
Like,
People are gonna crash that car,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm just
People have a lot of anger about driving.
50% of those grandmas aren't, yeah, they're not making it.
I don't know, man. I think that's such a great idea because I do think that, especially with the way that, like, as you guys have pointed out a few times, people like to fuck around, and not even just like in a physical capacity, right? A lot of the time, people are fucking around when it in like a purely digital sense, but it does have like some real world impact when they do it, right? And like, you know, if we're talking about like the way people talk to each other in online games or the way that they kind of interact with each other, those things have tangible effects.
Yeah.
And it would be a good idea. It would be great if we could figure out a way, like we being like humans, not the three of us. But if like we could figure out a way,
The three of us, we're pretty great. We could figure something out.
Cut to all of us in lab coats, fucking beakers and shit.
Using beakers to
Well,
make our video game.
Well, you already have like a sterile environment suit that you can get your hands on.
Sure.
I call the lab coat.
Yeah, we're gonna share that suit. But
No, he has the suit. I'm calling it a lab coat. You figure out your own science outfit.
naked. But yeah, I think that there are all these different ways that that video games could definitely be used to kind of not just like make ourselves feel better, but in the same sense as that Nier Automata save thing, like ways to like actually, because that is like you are tangibly helping another person
Right.
by doing that. And it reminds me, and I wish so badly that this was my idea, but like it just reminds me of this game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game called Kind Words. And
No, that
Sounds
sounds
vaguely
familiar.
familiar.
I don't know.
so
I
basically
feel like you've talked about it before. I don't think I've ever played it, but I feel like you
I
brought
might
it
have
up.
mentioned it before, but to refresh your memory, basically the premise of the game is you go into the game and you're in like you have like a little bedroom that you're in and you can customize or whatever. But the whole thing is that people post things that like just messages like of like whatever. And a lot of the time it's about stuff that they're going through in their life or they're facing some kind of issue, right? And basically they put it like they write it and they put it out, and then other people who are in the game they will see it and then they can respond to it, and then the people will get these messages. And I guess like, and of course like the whole objective I guess is just to be nice to each other. And the remarkable thing to me about that game, well, there are two parts that are remarkable to me. One is that I have never heard or seen of anybody being like mean or malicious in this game. It just seems like people are just there, like genuinely trying to support each other, which is a remarkable thing to think about when we're talking about like communication, humans and how they communicate on the internet. But I do remember one time I was actually, I feel like saying playing the game is weird, but like we were playing Kind Words. Me and a few friends were, and I don't remember what the message was, but I remember we had written a response to them, and then like that we were like online doing something, and then like they came into our chat. Because it was like just an open chat. They came into our chat and they were like, hey, you guys actually wrote me these message on Kind Words, and like it really helped me out. It really made me feel better. Like I'm going through a really tough time, and I really appreciate you guys like just saying that. And
They don't ever talk to me fucking again.
but it was really cool because like that's an example of like I don't remember what that person was going with. I don't know how heavy it was. But in some way, we were able to interact with this game to make someone else feel better about whatever was going on with them. And I think that there should be more of that, to be honest.
Yeah. The problem is, as we've already discussed, people like to fuck around.
Yeah, but like you say that, but like, again, this is like a whole game built on that premise. And I have seen like zero evidence of fucking around. I'm not saying that it's not there, you know, right?
And even outside that, there are plenty of mostly positive gaming communities, you know.
Like take
no, there is
like with Splatoon, right? Tom, you talked all the time about like in that main plaza, like how there's like,
I mean, that was a long time ago. It may be different now.
Yeah.
Well, my sister is not like I've discussed, like she plays it and she found like a group of people to like really enjoy, and like they're all like a wide variety of ages and stuff like that. And they're all very nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like Splatoon, I think does lend itself to a lot of people that aren't like the meanest.
Sure.
Yeah, but like you give people the ability to draw whatever they want, like it's the fucking Wii Plaza or whatever, you know,
like some people are gonna get some ideas in their head.
Yeah, and some people do, you know. Yeah. But like the community is really good at policing itself. At least it used to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah. But
it can be done.
Sure. We should just give up.
I don't think we should give up. But you know, it's easier to do that.
But maybe we should. I
Yeah.
don't think we should, but like maybe we should start thinking about it. But yeah. With that lovely thought, was there anything else that y'all wanted to add before we close out the show?
Somebody, I mean, look, this isn't really the same as our topic, but it kind of is. Somebody make 100-person battle royale kart racer already.
Why hasn't that been done? Like,
Do it.
what are we doing exactly?
Just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like how is that not a thing yet? Is there even anything like close to that?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the games, you know,
Yeah.
but
There's, I mean,
There, Thomas. You know all the games.
I didn't know Nice People or whatever Ryan was playing.
Kind words.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Nice people or whatever.
You know what's funny? That like I feel like there's so many different things you can do with the battle royale formula, and everybody just makes the gun game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they should stop making. I think the racing game is like a logical next step, honestly. But
Well, Eureka did the Mario thing and the Tetris thing.
yeah, see,
Well, and like
Yeah.
Fall Guys does like the platformer thing.
that's true.
Yeah, Fall Guys was fun.
Yeah. There was a Kids in the Hall sketch about this group of guys who their whole identity was that like it was like a group of guys. Their whole thing was that they didn't pee, and they just all they did was hold in their pee. And there should be a battle royale of 100 people because they didn't believe in it. And so there should be a battle royale where there's 100 people and they all try to keep from peeing their pants, and the last person with dry pants they win.
Sure, we're gonna have to go on the honor system here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I mean not not like real people in real life trying to pee themselves. I mean, you're
press X if you peed.
Yeah. I guess you would have to have a fucking a PlayStation camera aimed at your nethers the whole time to make sure you were on the up and up.
Yeah.
So I don't remember where I was going with that, but do the battle royale where nobody pees, please.
Sure.
That's my closing thought.
All right. Yeah, if you want to let us know about your ideas that you would love to see, or like concepts that you'd love to see in like the gaming sphere, let us know on our Discord. It will be linked somewhere. We're also on most podcast apps. We're also on the YouTube, so if you want to see our faces. And bye, guys.